And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. All right, today's a big old Saturday. We're in the final week of the NBA, folks, of the regular season. So, every game matters. And, some teams stepped up to the plate yesterday, last night, and some teams floundered. So we're going to be talking about all those teams today. We'll adjust our power rankings as well every single day. I think that's what we're going to do instead of just kind of doing one more final power ranking. We're just going to kind of go through every single day because these games matter so much now for your playoff positioning, winning at the end of the season, winning kind of, when you have to kind of play, a game, then a day off, and then a game, and then a game, and then a day off, and then a game just to finish up this regular season. So, we're taking everything into consideration. We want to see you winning at the end of the season. We're prioritizing winning, shoring up your playoff seeding, trying to get into the playoffs if you're not in there, trying to get in the playing tournament if you're not there. So we're going to take every single game over the next week, folks. I mean, next Sunday is the end of the regular season, folks, and then the play-in tournaments start the Tuesday, I believe. So we'll adjust the power rankings as we go through the games today, if necessary. We already know one team we got to take out. I mean, they betrayed us. We bet on them. We believed in them. We gave them the number 11 seed, and they betrayed us. So we're going to have to take them out. We're also continuing on with our draft grades. We finished up the AFC on Thursday. We had to do our power rankings on Friday, but we're back with the NFC East today, looking at Washington, the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Eagles, grading all their draft pickups, their draftees. So that's what we got on the show today, doing our moneymaker as well for tonight's action. So let's just start with the stories of the day. And yesterday we got our kind of first little sneak peek of the new Jets quarterback and new Jets wide receiver duo, Zach Wilson and Elijah Moore. We can blow this up. We got to microanalyze this, folks. It's only 10 seconds and we're about 50 yards away from the end zone. But Zach Wilson, look at that form, that first step back. Yes, sir. Light on his feet, throwing a nice strike right over the middle to Elijah Moore. So looking pretty good. I know it's only one throw, and it's like the first practice ever, but hey, looking pretty good now. So it's what we have to look forward to, trying to just see what we can find. We've got to dig in on all the evidence that we can get. And yeah, I know it's just a short little clip here, but it's a pretty nice strike for about what do we got? Maybe 10, 15 yards down the field. Nothing big, just light work out here, just getting it done. But, yeah, new Jets kind of dynasty starting, new Jets era starting with the quarterback, wide receiver. They're kind of on good pace. But who's not on good pace, who we've just been believing in, is Robert Saleh. The man doesn't even know he's a head coach. So during his press conference yesterday, taking some questions, he just goes in on this story of like how, one day at practice, he was just kind of standing around because it was the end of practice and, the head coach, kind of takes over at the end of practice. And Robert Saleh was like, yeah, I heard the horn for the end of practice, and I was just kind of sitting around waiting for the head coach to come by and, wrap it up. And then he remembered, oh, I'm the head coach. Yes, Robert Saleh, you are now the head coach. You have all these responsibilities. So hopefully this doesn't happen too much of Robert Saleh where he's on the sideline and, he doesn't even remember he's the new head coach anymore. But I am decently excited for this Jets kind of team now. Robert Saleh, we haven't been believers in. As soon as that hire got announced, we weren't really buying it. But then the draft, he kind of won us over in the draft a little bit. And we'll see how he works out. But please remember that you're the head coach, Robert Saleh, please. Dan Campbell, even though he's the head coach. I mean, geez. So that's what we're working with the Jets. First couple of practices with Zach Wilson and Elijah Moore. And first couple of practices with Robert Saleh, who doesn't even know he's the head coach. So I don't know. Jets still might be a little dysfunctional this year. But we'll see how they clean it up for the remainder of the offseason. Alrighty, and then, another kind of odds here. We broke down a couple of yesterday of who's going to come out of the NFC East and who is going to be, what was the other one? We talked about it yesterday on the show. The odds of who would come out of the NFC East and who would, be the Bears starting quarterback week 1, which Justin Fields is probably going to get that with those odds. But today we got Offensive Rookie of the Year odds, and I'm a little disappointed right here. Plus 300 is Trey Lance, plus 600 is Justin Fields, plus 600 is, I butchered that. Plus 300 is Trevor Lawrence, plus 600 is Justin Fields, plus 600 is Trey Lance, and plus 700 is Zach Wilson. But where is our boy Najee Harris, folks? He's going to the Steelers, who just need a plug-and-play running back to take that team to potentially, hopefully, decent playoff run, a deep playoff run. They've got the wide receivers, they've got the weapons, the defense is fine, and, you just kind of have to rely on Big Ben's arm. But if that can't get it done, you've got a nice running back to kind of be able to take over. So I'm a little disappointed that PFF isn't adding Najee Harris, not really giving him a legitimate chance here, just kind of sticking with the quarterbacks for the Rookie of the Year. And, that's, I get it. Quarterbacks, they, do most of the yards and most of the production because they have the ball in their hands every single play and, use the ball on more than 50% of the plays anyway. So I get it. But at the end of the day, Trevor Lawrence with the Jags, how much is he going to kind of elevate that team year 1? Justin Fields, the same thing with the Bears. Trey Lance is even going to play this year. How does he have better odds than Zach Wilson? I don't even know. With Najee Harris being, already in kind of a playoff caliber team. The Jags aren't playoff caliber. The Bears are decently playoff caliber. So I'll give, Justin Fields a little bit of an edge there to kind of go a little bit deeper and kind of help out a winning team. Trey Lance may not even start this season. I don't even think he'll start the season because, they still got Jimmy Garoppolo, and this man was in the FCS, so take the year, sit behind Jimmy Garoppolo. There's really no rush to get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo now because they went with Trevor Lawrence over the other quarterbacks, and this man has probably the least experience out of all the quarterbacks, the least at a high level, I would say, because Mac Jones only has one season as well, so... But, he was in Alabama, the pinnacle of college football. So these are the odds that they're working with. And if we just have to select one on the, of one of the odds that they just give us and not, kind of our own right in them, Najee Harris, we got to give it to probably Justin Fields. He's already, in a system that wants to win and was winning with freaking Mitch Trubisky. So if you can win with Mitch Trubisky and Nick Foles on your team, you could probably win with Justin Fields, a rookie quarterback. So plus 600 odds for Justin Fields is looking pretty sweet to me, looking pretty good, and I'm really kind of mind-boggled that they would put Trey Lance at plus 600 odds tied with Justin Fields when we kind of know, well, I guess we don't. I guess, right now they are backup quarterbacks. The only kind of true starting rookie quarterbacks that we know of right now are Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson because they're the only quarterbacks on that roster, where Justin Fields has to go beat out Andy Dalton, but we assume that. We just told you the odds, plus 160 of being the starter come week 1. But then Trey Lance also being plus 600. We don't even think he's going to play this year. So how are you going to get Rookie of the Year if you're not even going to play this year? So we'll see what happens here. And, once again, these are just early odds, months away from the start of the NFL season, just day 1, day 2 into, the voluntary workouts for the rookies and all that. So, still a lot of time to discuss all of it. Still a lot of time for, the kind of rosters to set to start to take form a little bit more clearly, but Trey Lance at plus 600. It is a little bit of weird seeing that PFF ranks him so high, but we'll see how it happens. Exactly, and that just kind of speaks to why Zach Wilson would be plus 700 if we know he's going to be starting 100% this season. So a little interesting here. Alrighty, here we go. Let's move on to this story. This one was bizarre, and I think we just hinted on it. I think we might have kind of talked about it just kind of in that last segment of the show where we kind of go over breaking news if anything broke, but we kind of saw quickly that Brandon Beane had a quote saying that he was going to cut unvaccinated players, and then the NFL had to come out and be like, no, you cannot do this. What the hell are you talking about? So let's see if we get any quotes here. So Here we go in this article. Comments made by Buffalo Bills general manager Brandon Beane this week regarding vaccinations got the league's office attention. Beane was asked if conceivably he might consider cutting an unvaccinated player if it meant the team being able to lift or loosen NFL COVID-19 protocol restrictions in person team meetings. And Brandon Beane said, yeah, I would. And then the NFL came back and was like, yeah, you can't say that. You are not allowed to cut a player if they are not vaccinated. So I'm glad this is going a little checked. I mean, I think this entire, I'm not trying to get political or anything like that about the vaccine. All right, do whatever you want. That's just my philosophy. If you want it, go get it. If you don't want it, don't get it. I don't think it doesn't. I just don't think, well, I don't even want to say that, but get it if you want it, don't get it if you don't. I don't really see why people are getting upset if one person doesn't get it and somebody does. I mean, there's research out there, folks, and it doesn't cover, I believe, everything that some people might think the vaccine covers, but that's a discussion for somebody else. But, I mean, it's a little ridiculous that we're already having, these, segregated stadiums of vaccination sections and unvaccinated sections. Now we're getting kind of, teams and businesses out here that are kind of making it mandatory by incentives. I'm sure there's going to be, because the government can't just go and make vaccines mandatory. So, you have to kind of, have incentives of why businesses should go and, make a rule of being vaccinated, because they would get incentives by, maybe in cutbacks by the government or anything like that, tax breaks, kind of like what the hospitals did by getting everybody on a ventilator, because the hospital was getting incentives money-wise if they were having patients on ventilators. If they were kind of, if they had COVID deaths, they would get kind of more money because of a COVID death out there. So just these incentives are kind of going to make the vaccine a little mandatory. That's just my prediction. I mean, we were already kind of starting to see it during the entire COVID process. So I would kind of assume that that's just going to continue to happen. It just makes the most logical sense of all the information that I have seen. But, I was a real kind of, disappointed with this quote, but glad the NFL checked back. But at the end of the day, folks, I mean, this is going to be a real thing, folks. Unvaccinated versus vaccinated people. I mean, that's a headline being pushed in the media by everybody. So we'll see where it goes with it. But, we're already starting to see segregated stadiums with vaccinated and unvaccinated sections. So we'll see how to the extreme it goes. But, I mean, I guess that's where we leave this. I don't know. I'm trying not to get deplatformed, so we'll just kind of leave it at that. Alrighty, let's keep going here. Alrighty, is this kind of destiny so far? So let's talk about this story real quick. Real interesting meme here a little bit. So Buccaneers go 7-9 in 2019. They draft an offensive tackle with the 13th pick. Then they draft a defensive back in the second round who's named after a dad. Then they go and win the Super Bowl in their home stadium. So that's, what led up to the Bucs winning the title. And, if you want to talk about coincidences, well, the Chargers are just right on pace with exactly what the Bucs did on their build up to the Super Bowl win. So here we go. The Chargers, they win 7-9 in 2020. They drafted an offensive tackle with the 13th pick, exactly like what the Bucs did. They drafted a defensive back in the second round who's named after a dad, Asante Samuel Jr. And guess where the Super Bowl is being played this year? SoFi Stadium, the Chargers' home stadium. So who knows? Maybe this is kind of the formula to win. They've cracked the code. So, and we saw just how great Justin Herbert was last year, folks. I mean, breaking all those rookie records, looking real clean. Let's get his official stats up. I want to say it was like 65% completion percentage, 4,200 yards, 22 touchdowns. It may have been 13 interceptions, maybe a little high, but let's get a definite number on all of his stats because they were absolutely fantastic this season. Can he make that next step so quick? A new head coach. We know they got rid of Anthony Lynn at the head coaching position. Just couldn't really win the games close. That was their kind of big downfall. So here we go. Justin Herbert last year, 66% completion percentage, 4,300 yards, 31 touchdowns, 10 Oh my God. Oh my God. What a year. Yo, what a year by this man. Truly so. Hey, I mean, an absolute stud of a first year, rookie year. I mean, folks, you can't get better than that, folks. You truly can't get better than that. I don't even know if a quarterback that had a better year than Justin Herbert, just kind of overall. Yeah, just Josh Allen had like 69% completion percentage. Aaron Rodgers had 70, but folks, 33 to 1 touchdown to interception ratio, 4,300 yards. Oh my God, I can't believe it. It's just absolutely astonishing rookie stats, folks. That's all you can say about it. So if this kind of meme is true of following what the Bucs did in 2019, the Chargers following in their footsteps almost to a T, and we'll see if they can kind of take the next step. But a definite kind of big kind of hurdle to overcome this season is the new head coach. Is he going to be able to kind of come in year one, pick up, exactly where they left off, folks, last season? They didn't get a lot of wins last year, went 6-9, but when we look at their schedule, we can go to their schedule real quick. Games and schedule. Just close games. Here we go. The loss, overtime. Their first loss, it's overtime against the Chiefs, 20-23. Then they lose to the Panthers, 16-21. Then they lose to the Bucs, the Super Bowl champions, by only one score, 38-31. We'll take that. The man threw 3 touchdowns against that Bucs defense. We'll take it. I know it's early on in the season against that early Bucs team, and that early Bucs team wasn't good, but we still got to give the man a little bit of credit there. All right, and then another overtime loss, this time against the Saints. So they go into overtime against the Chiefs. They go into overtime against the Saints. They almost beat the Bucs. They're competitive with the Bucs. They lose against the Saints 30-27 in overtime. Once again, that 3-point loss. Then they get the win against Jacksonville by 10, double-digit win. That's what we love to see. But then they lose by 1 against the Broncos. They lose 31-26 against the Raiders. They lose by 8 against the Dolphins, 29-21. They finally beat the Jets. Yes, sir, put up 34 points. Look at that, points, 3 touchdowns, no picks, 347 yards by Justin Herbert, 75%. Folks, this is a rookie quarterback we're talking about. He's just absolutely fantastic. But then they're back to losing against the Bills, 17-27, their first double-digit loss of the season. They lose against the Patriots, 45-0, a really fluke game. We got to kind of just, alrighty, that was a bad one. The Patriots weren't even good all season. The Chargers weren't great all season. They were still losing games, but they were competitive. Just kind of this fluke week 13, not a huge game. Justin Herbert didn't play great. 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 2 of his 10 coming from one game, folks. So really, we can kind of adjust his total a smidge to 31 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. And now we're starting to get up to 4-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Absolutely freaking fantastic. But then even better, folks, they just close out the season. After getting blown out by the Patriots, they flip the switch and they win their last 4 games of the season, beating Atlanta by 3. Beating the Raiders by 3 in overtime, finally getting that overtime win, geez. They beat the Broncos by 3, and they beat the Chiefs by 17 points. Granted that the Chiefs rested everybody week 17, but at the end of the day, you went and did exactly what you were supposed to do. So fantastic. Winning your last 4 games, absolutely building that winning culture coming into the season. Unfortunately, oh no, and they had the head coach, because didn't they fire Anthony Lynn kind of halfway through? Is that correct? When did they fire Anthony Lynn? Was it at the end of the season? It may have been at the end of the season. I don't know if I can look at that quickly. When did, let's see if we can Google that quickly. Because if you got, fired, midway through the season, those last 4 games are with, the interim head coach, maybe not the new head coach. So in January 4th, so that was after the season, yeah, unfortunately. So, this new head coach is going to be kind of the biggest factor working against this Chargers team, but everything, Justin Herbert, if he's ready to take that next step, and man, oh man, just look at some of these completion percentage games, 80% on 25 throws, 71% on 49 throws, folks, 63% on 44 throws, 65% on 44 throws, 66% on 42 throws, 75% 50% on 49 throws, folks. Oh my goodness. Even 59% on 52 throws. I'll give him that. Yeah, why not? We're obviously not counting this Patriots game. 49% on 53 throws. Now that we definitely can't get behind, all right? But then, back to 81% on 44 throws, folks. 71% on 31 throws. I mean, it's just absolutely fantastic. So the infrastructure is there, the quarterback is there, and let's see if these draft picks pan out as good as the Bucs draft picks of the offensive tackle at the 13th pick and the defensive back in the second round. If the Chargers picks can kind of mirror what they did, make it win the Super Bowl. How crazy is that? Chargers, Justin mother-loving Herbert, folks. What a season. What a rookie year. Fantastic. Alrighty, and speaking of a quarterback that definitely needs to step up here, players with at least 55,000 passing yards and 300 passing touchdowns in their first 13 seasons. Here's the list, folks. Matt Ryan. That's the list. So, I mean, what's the issue, Matt Ryan? Why can't you get back into kind of the playoffs, get another deep playoff run? We saw them lose a big lead in the Super Bowl. Now you can kind of, split up the blame however you want. We saw Kyle Shanahan. That's kind of his MO, blowing the leads in big games. He did it with the Falcons. He went to the Niners, got to the Super Bowl, did it with the Niners, unfortunately. 10-point lead going into the fourth quarter, and once again, you blow the lead. Now, the quarterbacks definitely did not help them in that game. Matt Ryan a little floundered in the fourth quarter just because they were throwing the ball, not running the ball, so maybe a little bit more blame on Kyle Shanahan there. And then, in the Super Bowl with the 49ers, Jimmy Garoppolo just being careless with the ball, not getting it done. So, Matt Ryan, he's got a plethora of offensive talent. Julio Jones, now the newly acquired tight end of Kyle Pitts. You've still got Calvin Ridley. We'll see what the running game is going to be looking like this year. We'll see what the new head coach does this year for the Falcons. But, man, oh man, if you're just looking at stats, Matt Ryan's an elite talent, but we have to see him start to win the games, win the big games, win games consistently. I mean, let's look at what he did last season. Let's get his stats up. First we'll just compare it to really kind of Justin Herbert since we've already looked at him today, but this is what Matt Ryan did last season. 65% completion percentage, 4,500 yards, which is fantastic. I love that Matt Ryan's always in 4,000 plus yard categories, folks. It's fantastic. 26 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. So honestly, Justin Herbert had a little bit of a better year, honestly. The only thing that Matt Ryan did better was 300 more passing yards, but completion percentage lower, touchdowns lower, interceptions higher. So Justin Herbert, his rookie year with, not even close to the weapons that, Matt Ryan is working with offensively, and Justin Herbert had a little bit of a better year. So Matt Ryan better get on your high horse a little bit here. Get up. I mean, you led your team to 4-12, 7-8 the year before that, 7-9 the year before that. So these last three seasons, sorry about hitting that, but these last three seasons just not getting it done, winning games, and that's what we need to do. Yes, your stats are good. I mean, look at this year, 2018, where he throws 4,900 yards, very close to 5,000, and that would have been fantastic. 35 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, but once again, it only leads to 7 wins. So his play's not getting it done. The defense also isn't going to get it done. The defense is to blame a little bit for the kind of lack of success of the Falcons, and that's kind of why they had to move off of Dan Quinn, just because that defense wasn't getting it done. But really no excuses here for Matt Ryan. Need to step it up and win that Super Bowl. You're better than not having a Super Bowl win here. Look at all these 4,000 yard seasons. Look at all these. The only time he's ever thrown 50% completion percentage was his second year. After that, he's always 61% and above. So he's got the stats to be elite in this in the league. He just has to go out and win the games, and the defense is part of that. But offensive weapon wise, he's got no excuses there. So we'll see how he's able to kind of turn around this season. Gotta win now, man. This team is in a win now mode, and we'll definitely know a little bit clearer about this Falcons organization and their team as kind of a whole once kind of Julio Jones, the June 1st kind of comes where, the Falcons can save a lot of money against the salary cap if they trade him after June 1st. So we'll see how that all plays out, if they keep him, if they trade him. But Matt Ryan, no excuses out here. You're too great of a quarterback. You're too great of a passer, stats-wise, to be this mediocre record-wise of 7-9, 7-8, and just 4-9 last season. Or what did we say, 4-12? Yeah, I can't believe that. 4-12 last year, absolutely trash. But these stats are great. It's kind of disgusting and a lot upsetting to watch, honestly. Let's go to their game logs quickly, and then we'll move off from the story. But let's just see how many games they got blown out in. Is it all the defense's fault here, or are they all just close games like those Chargers games we were talking about? So here we go. First game up. Oh, they lose. Oh my God, they got a 5-game losing streak. First game they lose by 13. They lose by 1. They lose by 4. They lose by 14. They lose by 8, 7. So a couple of blowouts there. Then they finally get the win against Minnesota. Nice blowout win. But then they lose against the Lions by 1 point. They beat the Panthers. They beat the Denver Broncos. And then they're back to losing 9-24. Big blowout loss there. They blow out the Raiders. Finally, they're the ones blowing them out. But Matt Ryan didn't even play good in this game. They put up 43 points. And Matt Ryan scored 2 touchdowns on 56% completion percentage and 185 yards. Nothing great there. And then they lose their last 5 games of the season. 16-21. That's close. 20-17, that's close. 31-27, that's close. 17-14, that's close. And then the last game of the season just getting blown out there by Tampa Bay. 44-27. Tampa Bay was trying to play for playoff positioning. So, of course, they're going to blow out the Falcons, who have nothing to play for. So, yes, the defense does have, some blame in this. But Matt Ryan just kind of not getting it done in some of those other games as well. I mean, there's a couple of games where he's got no interceptions or no touchdowns. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 games with no touchdowns. 1, 2, 3, 4 games with 1. So half the season, 1 or no touchdowns in those games. That's not going to get it done in this league, folks. So Matt Ryan, just be a little bit better out here. We know you can do it, so that's not the problem. We just have to see you go do it. You have the team, have the infrastructure, have the coaching staff around you to get it done. So we'll see how the Falcons do this season, but definitely a do-or-die season for them, especially, keeping the band together thus far in the kind of off-season. If they were trading Julio Jones and trading Matt Ryan, then, obviously, the Falcons are in a rebuild, but they're keeping everybody, and they think they can win with this offense now. So we'll see what they can do this season if the new head coach can step it up a little bit. Alrighty, and man, oh man, Stephen A. Smith was preaching yesterday, folks. Woo, boy. He had a little kind of statement for Kyrie Irving, and I completely agree with everything that this man has said. So, just basically, talking about, Kyrie Irving, how we've talked about, he got fined $35,000 for repeated refusal to participate in post-game availability to the media. So getting, that's not just one time. He does it consistently, not showing up, not going to the podium, not going to the after-game press conference. And that's not what this kind of Nets team needs right now. You just got bitched by the Bucks back-to-back games. I mean, folks, we're talking about one of their biggest competitors in the Eastern Conference, and we're in the back half of the season, the final week and a half, however you want to call it. It's the final week of the regular season, and Kyrie Irving and the Nets are still losing, not getting it done. So they've got the distraction of them losing games. Still no James Harden. Kyrie Irving won't go to the media. And, Stephen A. Smith just puts it right. Kyrie Irving wants to do all this talk and, praise how good he is and the good he's doing in the community. So go to the media. Go to the podium. So what's the deal? You have all these kind of world-changing ideas, but then you don't use your platform for them? So what is that about? What else is he saying? Right, just going back to, you saying you have stuff to say about important issues, but then he doesn't show up to the media availability. And, he has to kind of take it upon himself to go get the wins. Why is he not elevating his game to carry the squad? That's what LeBron James does. And, we hear that Kyrie Irving thinks of himself as a true number one in this league. But a true number one isn't going to stand by on the court and idly watch his team lose against Eastern Conference opponents at the back end of the season, folks. So Kyrie Irving doesn't improve everybody else's play. Yes, he just just dropped 45 the other night, but they lost. So what is that telling us, folks? Yes, he's great individually, and we know this. Nobody's ever disputing this. We're disputing that he's not a great leader, a great number one that could just command the floor while kind of getting the points and facilitating the floor like James Harden did, folks. I think anybody truly appreciates how great James Harden was this season, folks. And, every time I try to bring up this point, everyone's like, oh, well, he was on a stacked team. Folks, Kevin Durant played 10 games with James Harden, folks. Kyrie Irving, missed a couple of games here and there. And it was really just James Harden, the solid piece that was always there night in, night out, facilitating the floor. That's why he's the only point guard in this league to average double-digit assists for the season, folks, while averaging 25 points. So he was still getting his buckets while facilitating the floor for everybody else to get involved. But with Kyrie Irving, he doesn't get everybody else involved like James Harden does. So what are we talking about, man? This Nets team with just Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant is not going to get it done because there is no clear-cut leadership on this team, folks. It's not Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving doesn't even want to be a point guard. Remember when it was just Kyrie Irving and James Harden out there, early on in the season when James Harden had a phenomenal game, Kyrie Irving took the media availability to go and further his own name by saying, hey, James Harden's the point guard. Don't look at me for being the point guard. I'm just a scorer out here. This is all I do. Don't look at me. James Harden's our guy. He's the facilitator. He's the point guard. He's the leader. So he openly passed that number one option to James Harden, and he's still acting like a number one out here. So if you have the time, definitely listen to what Stephen A. Smith says here. It's on my tweets. I'm sure you can find it. It's on his own Twitter. But it's just everything he says is just completely true. Why not talk to the media if you have all these great ideas? Why is your team losing? But why is your team losing when they're so great? Why is this team losing? Why is this Nets team specifically losing? Because, we were all talking about you, basically sweeping the regular season, sweeping the playoffs, sweeping the finals, no problem, no competition. You built the super team, and now you're second in the Eastern Conference and, losing 4 straight games at the back end of the season. So it's just everything, Stephen A. Smith was absolutely on point. We'll see what Kyrie Irving kind of says in rebuttal to this because, we know the rant is coming when he finally goes to the media availability so he doesn't get fined anymore. And then he has to kind of, he's just going to be annoyed when he gets there, and it's just going to be him attacking the media kind of not trying to kind of antagonize him, but maybe it's the media. You never know. Maybe antagonizing him a little bit or kind of, twisting his words around to get a nice quote. And then that's going to be the Kyrie Irving that we're going to be hearing from. An irritated, aggravated Kyrie Irving, which just makes me irritated because he's irritated and just being annoying. So, well done, Stephen A. Smith. He put it flawlessly, folks. Absolutely flawlessly, how he kind of framed the Kyrie Irving situation. And I have not gone to the replies yet. I saved this for the show because, folks, Kyrie Irving has one of the most annoyingly loyal fan bases that will always go and defend him no matter what. Will basically just classic stands on Twitter, folks, just annoying people, not taking into account any of the facts, just openly defending Kyrie Irving no matter what he does, and just trying to kind of embarrass and dunk on other people that kind of, like Stephen A. Smith, like me, that have different opinions. And folks, we're just clear. I'm only talking basketball. I'm only talking sports. You can do whatever you want in your community. That's fine. That's fantastic. But, I don't really care 100% about that. And I'm not trying to, have that as disrespect or, come and think of me like I don't care about anybody besides myself or anything like that. I'm just saying I am talking sports. I like sports because I love competition. I love high level competition. I love the methods of winning, getting inside people's head, outsmarting the other player. So when I talk sports, I only talk what you're doing on the field. If you want to, be all, la-di-da, charity, donating, giving away, doing great in your community, during your own time, that's fine. That's great. I'm never going to knock that. Never, ever. But I only care what you do on the field and, what you're saying on the court and what you're doing in game, just what you're doing in the game. And Kyrie Irving, he's annoying. He's annoying on the court. He's annoying in the press conferences. So that's why we knock Kyrie Irving. It's not any of his basketball skills. He's a fantastic player, but he's not as great as he thinks he is in terms of leadership in the number one kind of like being a number one, A1, tier one, number one in this league. He's not that, folks. He's not. So that's where, that's where I call out Kyrie Irving just a little bit. But so let's go into these comments very quickly. I'm sure it's going to be, I probably won't even be able to say any of these, but let's just see what the reactions are on Twitter in the comments on what Stephen A. Smith about Kyrie Irving. So here we go. Also, we tweeted under this video. I said 1,000,000,000% agree with everything Stephen A. Smith said. I didn't say I 1,000,000,000% agree. And then somebody 3 hours ago, I mean, folks, this was 18 hours ago I said this, and this man just comes 3 hours ago, says, glad you made this comment. Shows how true it is. LOL. First part, there aren't 1,000,000,000,000 people. So false. I wasn't saying 1,000,000,000,000 people percent. I wasn't saying 1,000,000,000,000 people agree. I said 1,000,000,000% agree with everything Stephen A. Smith said, as in I agree 1,000,000,000%. So that's already the stuff we're working with, folks. So alrighty. Kyrie is a super talent, a basketball artist, and a good human being at his core, but he is such a bad professional, and it's hard to root for. Oh my goodness. Oh, so okay, people are kind of, agreeing with us. This is exactly how we feel, folks. He's a bad professional. He's an annoying professional. It's hard to root for and appreciate what he does on and off the court. I mean, truly fantastic how that man puts it. Do you watch the NBA for post-media interviews or the game? I mean, once again, folks, it's everything. It's everything, folks. It's everything around the game, And yes, media interviews, because, when you're not there, you're distracting the team. So, your leadership ability is now being questioned because you're making it all about you by not going to the media availability. And, now you're getting fined. The team's getting fined. This is a distraction. You're losing 4 straight games. So, Yes, the media interview, it's not, it's about like 1, maybe 2% of the totality of all the information that we need to kind of collect and interpret and analyze and just kind of see how it kind of plays out in the entire course of the season and compare it to everybody else. So yes, media interviews have something to do with the player of the game. All right, I don't like Kyrie, but Stephen A. Smith is honestly just reaching at this point. No, he's not, folks. I honestly think he is 1,000% on the money on this one. I want the Nets to lose in the first round, kind of too, honestly. Yeah, I mean, let's just kind of look out, let's take away the play-in tournament, all that. Just kind of go through the first 8 seeds here, classic playoffs. So, I mean, they would face the Heat first round, and yeah, we would love to see the Heat upset them, absolutely. So, yeah, I would love to see the Nets lose first round. Wizards Nets first round. Yeah, that's the matchup I definitely want to see. Russell Westbrook versus Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Russell Westbrook has the opportunity to dethrone that big team, and Russell Westbrook would love nothing more than to do that because he's kind of felt left out of that kind of initial trio of the OG OKC Thunder team. So yeah, I would love to see that. This is you talking to Kyrie, talking to a brick wall. Truly that. He never changes, and, that's if you don't want to change, I don't care if you don't change, truly, but then don't get upset at other people, for calling you out. If you're in the media, if you're making yourself out there, you have to open yourself up to criticism, folks, and that goes for me, too. I am putting myself out there. I'm on the internet. Here I am. Blah, 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 blah. I'm live every single day, so yes, I'm putting myself, up for criticism because I'm putting myself out there. That's just a little unfortunate part about, athletes having to become superstars. They're getting paid all this money. They're on television every single night. They're getting interviewed every single day. So they have to put themselves out there. So, you are out there, so you have to be open up to criticism. So that's just how it is. If you're out there, if you're putting yourself out there, you have to be open up to criticism. And Kyrie Irving definitely does not take criticism well, as we all know. That's why he does not go to the post-game media availability sessions anymore. All right, the blood, sweat, and tears, all the heartaches and crushing losses that you overcome, being counted out and still coming through. Eli, all right, now we're going. Eli was never the most exciting player or the loudest. Definitively wasn't a prima donna like your boy Rodgers, but he played his. Alrighty, I don't know what that's supposed to be about. I don't know what that comment's supposed to be about. All right, let's go to this one. Kyrie Irving has vocalized the personal challenges he's dealing with in real time, while also stressing, without it really being the business of the media, that there are health issues involved. He doesn't owe y'all anything. Yes, he doesn't owe us anything, but he's in the media. He is a media figure, so he has to kind of, say what he wants to say, not try to have his words twisted. He has to kind of come out there 100% kind of in his ideas, and then he's kind of, throwing out the mental. It's always an issue with Kyrie Irving that he's, throws out there. So it sounds more personal for the media than him. It's like they're fiending to twist one of his phrases if he doesn't answer the way they want him to. That's going to be on SportsCenter 2, shaking my head. I don't agree, man. I don't agree. I mean, you can just kind of take what he says, just verbatim, and, you don't have to twist Kyrie Irving's words to kind of, see what his true intentions are when he's talking. You don't need to do that. Kyrie really has helped your show this season. I'm going to have to disagree with Steven on this one. All right, I understand you have a job to do, but this mandatory having to speak with the media, to me, isn't fair to the players. I mean, folks, you're getting paid millions of dollars, and I don't want to put the money into this because, just because you get paid a lot of money doesn't mean you should have to be, open up all these criticisms. But that's the job, folks. The NBA is a business. It's not just doing it on the field. If it was just doing it on the field, probably a lot more people would be playing. Or not having their careers cut short. But yes, this media availability is part of the job. It's unfortunate. Like I said, I don't think I would want to kind of be in this limelight if I was just an athlete trying to play a sport. But look, take a page out of Kawhi Leonard's book. It's like there's other people doing this. You can be a great player. Just what makes Kyrie Irving so polarizing is that he's saying stuff every single time about different issues and whining. Folks, he wants to be a vocal leader about change. So if you're going to be a vocal leader about change, you're always going to get pushback. You're always going to get criticism. So you're opening yourself up to that. You have to accept that criticism because you're putting your ideas, you're putting your voice, you're putting yourself out there, folks. It just comes with the territory, man. It truly does. It's unfortunate. Trust me, it is unfortunate, but that's how it is. And I don't want to say, that's just how it is, folks. It's just how it has to be. There needs to be money to be made to play these players and athletes how they get paid. This is where the money comes from, folks. It's all part of the gig. It's unfortunate. Going out and helping your community, mandatory, folks. During all those kind of Thanksgivings where we see, the football players handing out meals to the homeless and all of this, folks. That's mandatory, folks. You have to do that. It's part of the job. It's the community service of the organization that wants to be in a good light to the public. So they use the players to do that, folks. All right, what else do we get? Pretty cringe, no cap. Stephen A. Smith is a walking L these days. This is the type of Twitter people we're dealing with, folks, when we have to, when we talk about Kyrie Irving. This is why we always have to preface every single Kyrie Irving speech that we do with, he's a great basketball player. Nobody's ever doubting that. He's a fantastic two. He hit the big shot in the finals. Absolutely fantastic. Helped LeBron win a ring. Absolutely. Nobody's doubting that. But he's not a number one, folks. He's truly not. 2 months ago, you said he should retire. That is true. I never got behind that. That was a little ridiculous to say that this man should just retire. I didn't agree with that one. But that's where we're at with Kyrie Irving right now. So we'll see his next media availability session, folks. That's going to be the key. How is he going to come out and take all this kind of backlash of being fined, of me criticizing? I'm sure he's heard, and Stephen A. Smith criticizing him. So, I guess that's where we leave it for today until more Kyrie Irving news comes out. But the Nets aren't winning, and Kyrie Irving's on a stacked team. So I don't know what y'all want from me. The Knicks are doing just fine, and they ain't got no superstar. They got Julius Randle, folks, who everybody clowned every single year until this year. Derrick Rose, who couldn't stay healthy, who's leading the bench. Taj Gibson, who's making a comeback because he's got a good coach. Julius Randle, we already said, but we'll say it twice because he's that good this year. So I don't know what to tell y'all, folks. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. All right, we can go to this one real quick. Anthony Edwards doesn't have a problem with Karl Anthony Towns and Jimmy trash talking. Yes, they shouldn't. What is up with that? Trash talk. Yes, talk trash on the floor. I love hearing it. It's just a natural process of just talking trash. Not everything is meant to be, taken 100%, to your core, literally, figuratively, however it's affecting you. It's just trash talk, folks. We are competing against other competitors that want to win and want to be the greatest of all time and want to win the championship. So yes, it's going to get a little kind of spicy out there, the trash talk, a little bumping, hopefully not too much. We're not trying to throw elbows around here, trying to keep it civil on the floor, but it's just physically civil, not trash talking civil. But yeah, and this is a rookie that's saying this. So yes, not everything needs to be taken personally. People love a challenge. People love competition. You talk your shit on the floor. You do this, you win, you lose, you shake hands at the end. I'll get you next time, and I'm still talking shit the next time we step on the floor together because I'm getting the win next time. Better believe that. So Anthony Edwards says, man, they grown men, dog. They just be talking. Folks. That is truly it. People, I'm just talking, folks. I'm literally just talking. I love sports and I love talking sports, so I'm just talking, folks. Man, they grown men, dog. They just be talking, and that needs to be applied for every single situation. People are just talking, folks. People are just talking. That's what I should just name the show to that. Just people just talking, folks. People are just talking. No longer takes by fans. Don't call us that anymore. Call us people just be talking, folks. That's the new name of the show. But let's go over this quote again because it's so good. Man, they grown men, dog. They just be talking, having a regular conversation. If you ask me, it's no competition if we not talking shit to each other. Yeah, I hit the three. Russell Westbrook getting the triple double. Russell Westbrook hitting the three in your face. Bingo, bango. We just took the lead. What's good? Y'all are fucking trash, y'all. Come on. You can't even guard little old me, little old Russell Westbrook. I'm weaving and bobbing in your defense, scoring at the rim, triple double, and only had 3 turnovers this game. Y'all, I averaged like 6 to 7. Y'all only got me on the 3. Y'all are trash. Y'all are so trash. Y'all only forced 3 turnovers out of me this game. Goddamn. That's the thing. That's the competition. Getting in your opponent's head. Making that move, making them think you want to do something, and then taking another action because you made them believe that you were going to do a certain move, but you did a different move because you were playing off of them, biting on that original move. Folks, it's everything in sports, folks. I love it. So yes, I've got no problem with the trash talk. Talk that ish, boy. Talk that. I love it. If there was just an option where I could turn off the announcers on my television during games and just hear on, like if there was 1,000 microphones like on the court and in every single blade of grass on the field, I'm listening to that. I want to hear what the people are saying, folks, truly. So Anthony Edwards, the rookie out here, already knows the ins and out of the league, folks. He knows people are just talking, folks. We are just talking. Alrighty, last story to go over here, and bad news here, but that doesn't matter. Does it really matter? So the Pelicans announced Zion Williamson will be sidelined indefinitely, basically for the rest of the season, folks. There are like 5 games left. With a fractured left ring finger. Truly unfortunate. This man's an absolute beast, folks. We've seen this for the last 2 seasons. Season and a half. But yeah, Zion Williamson, he's going to be great in this league. Got it done this season. Absolutely fantastic. Just unfortunately, the overall total team couldn't get it done. Zion Williamson putting up like 25 to 30 plus points every single night on 60, 75, 80, 90. He ever shoot 90% in a game? I'm sure he did. But, just getting it done super efficient, folks. I don't think there's anybody else as efficient as Zion Williamson was this season. So much respect goes to Zion Williamson this year. Absolutely fantastic. Just unfortunately, the supporting cast, Eric Bledsoe, really lackluster all season. Lonzo was decently consistent. Just kind of, I don't know if Lonzo can really run the floor when, your offense is kind of big, down low orientated with Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson just kind of being your primary scorers. So it just kind of seems like Lonzo Ball doesn't quite fit in this scheme. Truly unfortunate. And Eric Bledsoe, man, oh man, that man was not doing anything. Decent defense all season, but man, oh man, we've got to start to score some points at some times. And that was kind of the big downfall of the Pelicans this season. They didn't have that bench to kind of, for reliable scoring when the starters are out. Eric Bledsoe, very lackluster. Steven Adams, I like the root for the man, but he didn't have that great of a season this year. So not the best overall team here with the Pelicans. Really kind of underperformed all season long. Really no chance of getting into the play-in tournament now. What do we got? I guess they're only a game and a half back. Is that right? 2.5 games back now. Truly unfortunate. They lost last night. The Kings lost last night. The Spurs win, further kind of advancing themselves here. So truly just unfortunate here from the Pelicans. Couldn't get it done. And did you see what Lonzo Ball did last night? 2 point away from beating the 76ers without Zion Williamson. That's why I don't think Zion Williamson and Lonzo Ball can kind of work together. Two different offenses. Zion needs to be down low. Lonzo really doesn't thrive by feeding down the paint. That's why he didn't really work with LeBron James either. With that LeBron James, Anthony Davis, he never really fit in there either. So just not the scheme here for Lonzo, it feels. And Zion's going to be out for the rest of the season. Pelicans really don't have a chance at a playoff, and we'll see what they do next season. But if they keep this roster, it's still not going to work. I mean, we've given it plenty of time. We gave it a full season, folks. It's never really changed from the first tip-off to the last tip-off here where Zion Williamson was playing. So we'll see what happens. Not a big fan of the coach either. Stan Van Gundy, not the biggest fan of his either, so definitely we'll see what direction the Pelicans are going to move in this offseason, but obviously they're going to keep Zion. I mean, that's their cash cow, folks. That's their, great player. I mean, yes, he's making the money, but he's also getting it done, folks. So Zion Williamson is out for basically the rest of the season. They say indefinitely, and like we said, there's 5 games left. He's not coming back, especially when they have really no chance of making the play-in tournament. There's no reason to play him. Alrighty, those were all the stories that we needed to cover for today. So let's head over to the NBA. We'll break down the games from last night. We'll kind of adjust our power rankings if we need to by going through all these games. We'll do our moneymaker for tonight's action, and then we'll head over to the NFC East and start handing out some grades on the draft. So let's get right into it. The first game up, the Pelicans and the 76ers. Truly unfortunate here. We can start with some tape on this one. Tobias Mother-Loving Harris, folks, an absolutely clutch shot to kind of score the final points of the game. Absolutely fantastic. So here we go. 76ers are down a point here, 107-106 with 1 minute, 15 seconds left. They pass Tobias Harris the ball in the corner, and this man drains it, baby. One of the most consistent players on this 76ers roster. If it was not for Tobias Harris this season, the 76ers would not be the number 1 seed, folks. He is that great. Yes, we all know Joel Embiid. Yes, we all know Ben Simmons, but Tobias Harris, man, he gets it done defensively, reboarding, assisting, points-wise, everything. He does it all consistently. Danny Green's not even as consistent as him, folks. So well done to Tobias Harris. Absolutely magnificent. Truly kind of slept on this year. If there was kind of a 5th man of the year, of just kind of a non-superstar on your team that is always consistent, we got to definitely look at Tobias Harris for that. So shout out to Tobias Harris, an absolute money shot from 3 to put them up 2. And then the Pelicans with the last shot, it goes to Eric Bledsoe, and he tries to kind of wrap around down low in the paint, hand the ball off down low, and he forces a turnover. He commits a turnover. Another reason Eric Bledsoe's not the greatest fit here for this Pelicans team. So 76ers hold on to a 2-point win, 109-107 over the Pelicans. Well done to the 76ers. So let's start with them first. Seth Curry back at the 2, Ben Simmons back at the 1. So a little bit of an interesting lineup there. And really, they still had decent success. So, that kind of switch up where we saw Ben Simmons at the 2, Seth Curry at the 1 for it was like 2 games. And it worked out, but they're back here at, the 1 and 2, Ben Simmons 1, Seth Curry 2, and still had pretty good success here. So Ben Simmons 8 points, but 10 assists, 9 rebounds, getting it done. Seth Curry, 16 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. That's exactly what we're talking about. 4 of 8 from 3. Yes, sir. Still getting it done at the 2. Then Joel Embiid, 37 points, 13 rebounds, 3 of 4 from 3, spreading the floor. Tobias Harris, 17 points, second leading scorer for the squad, 3 of 5 from 3, hitting that big one late, the last point scored in the game. And then we go to Danny Green, 8 points, 2 of 8 from 3, 3 of 10 from the field, just kind of a little mediocre out there. Once again, Tobias Harris, that other offensive scorer. We really can't trust Seth Curry and Danny Green to give us that kind of third scoring ability, but that's where Tobias Harris comes in, folks. Truly underrated. Alrighty, off the bench here for the 76ers, we get George Hill, 11 points, 2 rebounds. He's going to be big in this playoff run. Hopefully he can kind of get it done. Shake Milton, a bad game of 5 points on 1 of 5 from the field. Dwight Howard in 15 minutes, 4 points, 9 rebounds, still decently getting it done. So the bench is still, pretty decent. No big game from Shake Milton, but Tobias Harris says, just hold on. I'm cashing out threes for the win. So well done. And now for the Pelicans, unfortunate, no Brandon Ingram, no Steven Adams, no Zion Williamson, but they almost win the game, and it's a little kind of surprising. It shouldn't have been like this, but it was. So well done to kind of Lonzo Ball to be the little facilitator. Great kind of bench production because everybody off the bench is playing big minutes because there's really no stars in the game anymore, so you can kind of, rotate Najee Marshall, James Johnson, and Willie Hernangomez. I mean, folks, that's 3 of their starters right there. You can easily replace any of those players. So this was their lineup that they were rocked with. Lonzo at the 1, Eric Bledsoe at the 2, Najee Marshall at the 3, James Johnson at the 4, Willie Hernangomez at the 5. Here we go. Lonzo Ball, 18 points, 3 assists, 7 rebounds, 4 of 13 from 3. Little not great. Eric Bledsoe, 18 points on 1 of 7 from 3. Once again, he had that turnover at the end of the game. Not great. Willie Hernangomez, 11 points, 9 rebounds. Solid out there. James Johnson, 10 points, 4 rebounds. Najee Marshall, 4 points on 20% shooting on 10 shots. Not getting it done. But we got this bench down here. Kira Lewis Jr., 13 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds in 21 minutes off the bench. Jackson Hayes taking 16 shots, 19 points, led the team in scoring. Love seeing Jackson Hayes get some action out here. Got a little handed defensively just because he's playing down low against Joel Embiid. He was still +5 on the floor, so we can still take it as good defensive effort. But, definitely if you watch the game, you truly saw kind of the size and powerful difference down there of Jackson Hayes. But we still love him as a player and led the team in scoring, so we can definitely get behind that. 8 rebounds to go along with all that, so we'll take it. And then Wenyen Gabriel, 12 points, 5 rebounds out there in 21 minutes off the bench. So not bad overall by the Pelicans. Tried their best. Unfortunately, you don't have 3 superstars. You're not even expected to win the game, so we can kind of, give a little bit of props to the Pelicans team for keeping it close. But still, at the end of the day, it is a loss. Big loss here that truly is kind of putting them out. I would say that they're kind of officially out now of the play-in tournament. Kings are officially out of the play-in tournament. I put the Pelicans straight out. So now we're just kind of stuck with the Spurs and Grizzlies at 9 and 10. So we'll see if that kind of pans out decently. But, it's looking like the Western Conference is kind of wrapped up in the kind of 10 teams that are going to be in the playoffs. It's really just going to depend on seeding. Who's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We kind of know 8. I don't think the Lakers are going to fall down to 8. But, basically 4, 5, 6. How is that going to pan out? 5, 6, 7. How is that going to pan out? So, Pelicans, we will see you next year. Alrighty, let's go to this team because this team kept themselves alive. Kept them alive last night. So fantastic work to the Bulls. We bet on them +4. They win outright 121-99, 22-point win over the Celtics. So well done by the Bulls. Let's see where they are in the standings now. Still number 11. 3 games back from the Wizards for that number 10 seed. We know it's not easy for the Bulls to get in, but it is still possible because they won the game last night. So shout out to this Bulls team, winning when it's urgent, winning when they need to, and that's all we can ask for right now. Let's see if they can keep it up for their remainder 5-6 games. But let's talk about it here. Vucevic, Zach LaVine, Daniel Tice still all in the starting lineup. Kobe White still the number 1 here. 25 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds, 7 of 12 from 3. This man stepped it up big time last night. Zach LaVine, 25 points as well. 2 steals, 2 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 of 9 from 3. Vucevic, 18 points, 10 assists, 14 rebounds. Loving that triple-double. Daniel Tice, first game back against the Celtics, 9 points, 8 rebounds. Solid work out there. And then Patrick Williams to round out the starter, 7 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. And then off the bench, we get anything great. Thaddeus Young, 9 points, 1 steal, 1 assist, 3 rebounds. He shot 2 of 6 from the field, not the greatest. We get to Garrett Temple, 4.6 rebounds, but, plus 17 on the floor. Pretty damn good there. We'll give him that. Nothing else great. Thomas Satoransky, 4 points on 33% shooting. Lauri Markkanen, 8 points on 20% shooting, so he was able to get to the line a couple of times, but they do have some nice offensive potential pieces out here. We can see Garrett Temple, Satoransky, Lauri Markkanen, even Thaddeus Young, all going for 10 or more points every single night, so the bench, or the starters, kind of all got it done, and this bench a little lackluster. A lot of points by a lot of players, but we need this Bulls bench to step up a little bit more here, especially when they're going to have to gear up and face some of these better teams coming up to kind of solidify their chance at getting that 10th seed. But overall, a good game here by the Bulls, and we're going to still continue to rock with them, folks. We would love to see this Bulls team try to get into the playoff tournament. We still want to see the Wizards. It is a little bit of a catch-22. I do want to see the Wizards over the Bulls. I don't want to see the Pacers in there. Pacers are a half a game above the Wizards, so it is still possible that the Bulls and Wizards get in there and then the Pacers fall out. That's the dream scenario, but I'm going to give it up for any team that's going to fight and show us something good in that playing tournament game, and that's what we get with the Wizards so far at number 10. We know they're going to bring it every single night. We see it every night, so we're this Bulls team. Meh. So, well done for the Bulls last night. We'll see if they can keep it up. Alrighty, let's go to the Celtics now. Didn't score 100 points, a little lackluster offensively. No Jaylen Brown. This was their lineup that they rocked with. Marcus Smart at the 1, Kemba Walker at the 2, Evan Fournier at the 3, Jason Tatum at the 4, and Tristan Thompson at the 5. So Marcus Smart, 4 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds. He shot 28%, 0-4 from 3. Big yikes there. Kemba Walker tried to do his thing. Unfortunately, comes up a little short here. 33 points on 6 of 13 from the field. Or 6 of 13 from the 3, 45% from the field. So not bad, but nobody else could, keep up scoring with this man. So Tristan Thompson, 8 points. He had 10 rebounds. We'll give him that. Jason Tatum, real kind of lackluster game. 9 points on 20% shooting. 0 of 7 from 3. I mean, when this man is not hitting that 3 ball, yikes, McGee out there. So a little unfortunate by Jason Tatum last night. Evan Fournier had a pretty good game. 17 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 of 4 from 3. 63% from the field, so that was all good. And then we can never count on anything off the bench. Peyton Pritchard gave us a nice little run of, solid points, 10-plus points for about 2 or 3 games. But now he's back to 2 points on 25% shooting. Jabari Parker, 4 points. Grant Williams led the team in scoring off the bench, 9 points on 40% shooting, but nothing great here off the bench here on the Celtics team, which we know. Luckily, we finally got a good game by Evan Fournier, but that came at a cost of Jason Tatum not getting it done. So we'll see how the Celtics team kind of, gets it done here. They need to start to have their starting roster, everybody starting healthy, so when they get into the playoffs, they know what to do, because they're a little kind of, taped together starting lineups every single night, and we'll see how it works. But definitely need Jaylen Brown back, because it opens up their bench a little bit better. You can put Evan Fournier off the bench, you can put somebody else off the bench, and have them kind of facilitate the bench and put up some points. But until they do that, they're going to be lackluster offensively, just like last night. So Bulls get the win. Very well done. All right, Hornets Magic, a great win here by the Hornets, shoring up their position here, shoring up their 8th seed. Really kind of hard to move up a little bit, 2 games out from that 7th seed, but then at that time they're still in the play-in tournament. 3 games out from that 6th seed to try and get out of the play-in tournament. Can't really see that happening. They're a game and a half back from dropping down to the 9, but at the end of the day, they're kind of locked into a play-in tournament spot, basically, with only 5 games remaining. But yeah, well done for the Hornets, getting to win. Fantastic. I mean, this is what we need to start seeing from kind of these kind of play-in tournament teams. Can you keep winning? Because it's going to be one and done from here on out, and for that play-in tournament. So we have to start winning and winning consistently. And we got a great night by the starters here last night by the Hornets. So LaMelo Ball back on his bullshit. 27 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. He shot 0 of 7 from 3. Didn't phase the man. Still got it done. Terry Rozier, 28 points, led the team in scoring. Fantastic. 6 assists, 5 rebounds. He shot 3 of 11 from 3. Still didn't matter. He still got it done. Well done. Bismack Biyombo still the starting center here, 11 points, 11 rebounds. PJ Washington still at the 4, 23 points, 9 rebounds, 4 of 6 from 3. Finally, somebody efficient from 3. And then Jalen McDaniels, 13 points, 8 rebounds to round up the starters. So very well done to every single starter out there. And then we get Cody Zeller off the bench, 8.7 rebounds. We'll take that. And Brad Wanamaker, we'll take this as well. 6 points, 5 assists. Not bad. And we'll also take Caleb Martin. Why not? 3 points on 0 of 3 from the field. Not great. But we'll take the 5 assists and 4 rebounds off the bench. So well done for the Hornets last night. The Magic, anybody do good out here? Dwayne Bacon led the team in scoring, 28 points, 4 rebounds. Mo Bamba in the starting lineup, 9 points and 18 rebounds at the 5. We'll take that, absolutely. Didn't shoot great, 36% on 11 shots, but I'll take those 18 rebounds all day. Cole Anthony, 20 points, 5 rebounds. Gary Harris, 12 points, 3 rebounds. RJ Hampton off the bench, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. We'll take that. And Chasen Randall, 11 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. So just unfortunate the Magic come up a little short here. 10-point loss, but, to be expected, I would say. So well done for the Hornets. Love seeing them continuing to win some games out there. Alrighty, the Timberwolves, man. Oh, man, we had a glory run, about a 5 or 6 game stretch where we were taking all their points and getting it. Now it seems like Vegas has finally caught up with the Timberwolves on kind of what they actually are. The spread is no longer good value. We've taken it the last 3 games. +4, it's a push. +3, it's a 1-point loss. +6.5 last night, and they lose by 9. So Vegas has figured out our Timberwolves magic, and unfortunately we may have to stay away from it for the rest of the season, but it was a good run when it was happening, and we took advantage when we could, so that's all you can ask for. So the Heat end up beating the Timberwolves last night. Heat, well done. Great win for the Heat last night, trying to kind of keep pace. Heat won, Celtics lost, so now the Heat have firm control, full 1-game lead over the Celtics for that 6th seed, the final non-play-in tournament seed at number 6. So well done for the Heat. Got to give them so much credit. And now the Celtics have to kind of, be burdened with a play-in tournament game potentially. So well done for the Heat last night. Let's talk about them. Alrighty, here we go. Kendrick Nunn, 12 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 0 of 6 from 3, nothing great. Duncan Robinson, 6 points, 2 of 4 from the 3. That's all he did. Bam Adebayo, 15 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. Trevor Ariza, 6 points, 8 rebounds, 1 of 9 from the field. Not great. Luckily, Jimmy Butler and company started to get it done. Jimmy Butler, 25 points, 5 steals, 6 assists, 8 rebounds. Truly getting it done. And then the second player that we can always rely on this team, Goran Dragic, 23 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 of 6 from 3. So fantastic to that. And then the icing on the cake, Tyler Hero, finally back here for this Heat team, led the team in scoring off the bench, 27 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 6 of 8 from 3, 76% shooting on 13 shots. That's what we're talking about. An absolute must-win game for this Heat team. Everybody else floundered. That's not the big 2 of Jimmy Butler and Goran Dragic, and Tyler Hero steps up absolutely bigly here. So well done to the kid. Well done to Tyler Hero. Shout him out. Well done. Big win here for the Heat. All right, now the Timberwolves now. Who did not step up here? We see D'Angelo Russell and Ricky Rubio in the starting lineup. They both got it done, but it didn't translate to a win here. Truly unfortunate. So here we go. Ricky Rubio at the 1, 16 points, 9 assists, 3 rebounds. D'Angelo Russell, 17 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 4 of 7 from 3. Karl Anthony Towns, 27 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds. Jared Vanderbilt at the 4, 8 points, 11 rebounds. And then Anthony Edwards at the 3, 25 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. Real great night from him. Wasn't efficient from 3, 2 of 9, but those 25 points, abso-freaking-lutely. Now, they didn't have that good bench like the Heat did. Juancho Hernangomez was the leading scorer off the bench of 8 points, but on 27% shooting on 11 shots, 1 of 7 from 3. Truly not great. So, couldn't get the help off the bench, but the big 3, folks, that's the only thing we're really kind of bigly focusing on here of this Timberwolves team since they're kind of out of the playoffs now. We want to see Karl Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell, and Anthony Edwards work because we're looking bigly into this Timberwolves team come next season. They just need definitely another kind of bench player and maybe kind of, a good superstar-esque caliber player to kind of really, truly top off this Timberwolves team. But I'm down to rock the D-Lo, Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, big 3 next season, truly. So Still well done to be competitive. 9-point loss against against a better overall Heat team. So well done to the Timberwolves. All right, let's keep moving on here. Bucks, Rockets. Bucks, absolutely dominant win here, and this is why where are the Bucks right now in our power rankings? They are number 2. Can we move them up to a number 1? Nuggets did just lose last night, but it was truly competitive, and they still got it done offensively. So I don't want to really move the Bucks to this number 1 seed just quite yet. Maybe we'll try to do it tomorrow, potentially on what happens, but or maybe Monday, the next time these teams play. But this Bucks team putting up 141 points, this is the thing that's going to make them win. Their offensive production is so much better than what it was last year. The threes are hitting, the down low paint numbers are always hitting, and just everybody's on their game. Kind of more than 75% of these games they are. So I give this Bucks team so much credit, and now this is the dangerous Bucks team. This is the Bucks team we need to worry about in the playoffs that is going to be absolutely dangerous. Last year, folks, we called the upset of the Heat. We called that before the series even started. We knew the Heat were going to win it. I think we called it in 6 games, or 6-4-2. We called it in 6 games. Or no, that's not 6, is it? Yeah, 7 games. Yeah. We called it, we must have called it in 6 then. So we called Heat in 6. We were never afraid of this Bucks team last year, but now, beating that Nets team twice, and then beating the Wizards, and then beating the Rockets. And I know the Wizards and Rockets aren't, overall great teams, but at the end of the season where everybody's just trying to win, just to shore up their own play, their own safety for next season, or just their play-in tournament seeding, or just playoff seeding in general. And the Bucks are taking all this action and getting it done and putting up the mother 11 points, folks. They just put up 141 last night. Well done. So I'm definitely afraid of this Bucks team now, and they have a real great chance of coming out the East, folks. It's really going to be them or the 76ers. I can't see the Heat anymore, or I can't see the Nets anymore coming out of the East. But here we go for the Bucks last night. Drew Holiday, 20 points, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, 4 of 9 from 3. Dante DiVincenzo, baby, 18 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds, 4 of 10 from 3. Brook Lopez, 24 points, 7 rebounds. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 17 points. He was the least scorer of the starting roster, and they still put up 141 points, folks. This is why this Bucks team is dangerous, because you don't need to rely on Giannis anymore. You've got Drew Holiday, you've got Chris Middleton, you've got Brook Lopez, you've got Dante DiVincenzo. He doesn't step it up every night, but on most nights when everybody else is, kind of lackluster, or everybody else is kind of on their A game, he could be on his A game too, and that's exactly what we saw last night. So, well done from all the starters here. Giannis, 17 points, 7 assists, 11 rebounds, 0 of 3 from 3. So, he's still not that great three-point shooter. That's going to be, little, maybe mini red flag come into the playoffs. Big series that win 7 games, last second shot. Giannis for 3. You can't have the ball in his hands when you need the 3. That's a little disappointment, but we'll see how it works out. Shouldn't be an issue, but there is a scenario where it could be an issue, because we've seen it happen before. Last second 3 needed to win the game or tie the game to go into overtime. So we'll see how Giannis does there. But then Chris Middleton, well done as well. 23 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, 4 of 8 from 3. So very well done. And then the bench. Even PJ Tucker played last night. Very well done. Coming off that jaw injury that he left mid-game, their last game in. He played this game. So shout out to that as well. The big beef, the big tough beef of PJ Tucker. Not letting his sore jaw get in the way. All right, off the bench, though, Brian Forbes, 11 points. We'll take that, 4 or 5 from the field. Bobby Portis, 16 points, 8 rebounds in only 15 minutes. Yes, sir. So well done. Pat Connaughton had the ability to put up a lot of points, 7 points on 1 of 6 from 3, 3 of 8 from the field, but he had 9 rebounds to go along with that. So just an absolutely not star-studded team, but good, great role players all stepping it up this season. So well done for this Bucks team. And then for the Rockets, Kelly Olynyk is going beast mode here for this Rockets team, trying his all here, trying to, hey, I belong somewhere in this league. I know the Heat just got rid of me, but I don't know if I want to be with the Rockets next season, but I definitely can still play. So Kelly Olynyk at the 5, 23 points, 7 assists, 12 rebounds. Well done. Kenyon Martin led the team in scoring, 26 points. DJ Augustine, 17 points. Kevin Porter didn't play. John Wall didn't play. And Christian Wood didn't play. So the big names of this Rockets team all really not playing. Daniel House Jr. is coming off the bench now, 6 points in 16 minutes. So just, classic Rockets team being not good. But they did put up 133 points, so we will give them credit for that. But just overall, nothing great on that team anymore. All right, Cavs. Mavs get the win here. Another great win for this Mavericks team. Absolutely. Still the number 5th seed here in the Western Conference, trying to stay above that 7th seed, which seems to be like a lock now since they had that 2-game lead over the Lakers for that last play-in tournament spot. So well done for the Mavericks, and let's see what Luka Doncic did. 24 points, only 1 assist. 1 assist, Luka. What are we doing out there? But 24 points, led the team in scoring. Still no Porzingis. 8 rebounds. He shot 1 of 5 from 3. Not great either. Josh Richardson, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. Willie Cauley-Stein still at the 5, 3 points, 6 rebounds. Dorian Finney-Smith, 5 points, 5 rebounds. And then look at this man again, Tim Hardaway Jr., 20 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 3 of 9 from 3. I'll give him that all day. So we can count on Tim Hardaway Jr. here, man. And, I definitely am looking at him at 6th man of the year. Let's get his career stats up. Let's get his stats up for this year. Because we have to see if he's even eligible for 6th man of the year. He's been in the starting lineup a little bit this season, a little in the beginning, a little here at the end, but majority of this kind of the season, I think it was coming off the bench. So let's get an accurate number on this man, because we are really considering him heavy in the 6th man of the year competition category. Yes, Jordan Clarkson, he's putting up like 20 points a game because he's taking like 40 shots off the bench. I mean, he's the only one taking shots off the bench, folks. So that's why his numbers are so high. It is translating to wins, but they do have a really good kind of starting team, where this Mavericks team, their starting roster is not as good as the Jazz. So, Tim Hardaway Jr.'s kind of contribution is a little bit better, in our opinion, overall, than what Jordan Clarkson is doing. But let's get official numbers on this man, Tim Hardaway Jr. here. Alrighty, let's go to his splits for this year. Alrighty, so he was a reserve for 39 games, started in 26 games. So can we give him 6th man of the year? I don't know what the official cutoff is. I think you have to be on the bench more than what you do in the starting roster. I think that's the only stipulation for 6th man of the year. But here we go. As a reserve, he's putting up 15 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. And in the starting lineup, 18 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. So, elevating his play a little bit more in the start with the points department in the starting lineup. But 15, 3, and 1. That's really it. He's only averaging 1 assist. I thought it was a little higher than that. Meh. Yeah. Alrighty. We'll keep an eye on him. Let's get Jordan Clarkson, just because I think he's the clear favorite, I think. We can also look at DraftKings to get an official kind of ranking. Because like we said, folks, Vegas does not lose money. So whatever they got going on. Jordan Clarkson's averaging 17, 4, and 2 this year. Let's see how many times he's been in the starting lineup. Not as many, not 26, I can guarantee you that, like Tim Hardaway Jr. has. Alrighty, here we go. Reserve, one game starting, 62 off the bench. So 17 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists off the bench. So Tim Hardaway Jr. with that only 1.6 assists, it's not that much of a decline over Jordan Clarkson. So yeah, I'm still kind of in favor of Tim Hardaway Jr. as the 6th man of the year. Let's quickly go to this NBA. I do want to kind of quickly see this. I don't think we're going to get to everything on the show today. We still got games to go over. We're an hour and 17 in. But let's go to awards. Let's see where they got Tim Hardaway Jr. ranked here at 6th man of the year. So they got Jordan Clarkson and then Joe Ingles. Folks, they're on the same team. How are you going to put 2 of those same players on the same team as the kind of top 2 6th man of the year candidates? What is that about? How are you the 6th man of the year if there's 2 great bench players? Does that make sense? I don't think so. So Jordan Clarkson is the clear-cut favorite of minus 1250, folks. That's almost a sure thing at this point. Truly unfortunate. And then Joe Ingles is number 2 at plus 500. And then Jalen Brunson, number 3. And then Montrezl Harrell at number 4. And then Shake Milton at number 5. Derrick Rose, number 6. Thaddeus Young, number 7. Carmelo Anthony, number 8. Chris Boucher, number 9. Goran Dragic, number 10. Tyler Hero, number 11. Tyler Hero, number 11. Are you kidding me? Bobby Portis, 12. Terrence Ross, 13. Malik Monk, 14. And TJ McConnell, 15. I mean, Tim Hardaway Jr. is not even on this list. Is this? I don't know about that, folks. I don't know about that. He's leading them to wins, y'all. I mean, the Mavericks got 39 wins now. They're the 5th seed in the West. So I think Tim Hardaway Jr. is getting a little swept under the rug here. Truly. But alrighty, the Mavericks get the win over the Cavs. Anything good on this Cavs team? What do we got? Colin Sexton. Darius Garland still not playing. Colin Sexton, 27 points. We can always rely on him. Jared Allen, 5 points, 12 rebounds. C.D. Osman, 22 points. We'll get behind that. 2 of 10 from 3, not the greatest. But we'll take those 22 points. And that was really it. Alrighty, let's move off of this one. Well done by the Mavericks. All right, what else do we get? Nuggets and the Jazz. And this is why I really don't want to kind of move down the Nuggets here in our power rankings at number 1. Just the Jazz had Bojan Bogdanovic absolutely get it done. Put up 48 points. And, this Nuggets team still kept it close. Put up 120 points offensively. So that's not the problem. It's just that Bogdanovic went absolutely manic, unfortunately. So we're still counting. This is a good win for the Jazz. Don't get us wrong. We're not trying to discount this Jazz team, but this isn't a total bad loss here for the Nuggets. So we're going to keep the power rankings the same here for this Nuggets team. Not going to move them back any. But here we go with this Nuggets lineup. Still keeping kind of Michael Porter Jr. at the 2 here, and it's still working out. Facundo Campazzo, a little bit of a lackluster game here. Really haven't seen that too much by him, but let's talk about it here. We'll start here with the Nuggets because I want to start here with the Nuggets. Facundo Campazzo, 5 points, but on 20% shooting, 1 of 7 from 3. Really not great, but he had 9 assists and 8 rebounds, so that's all good. Just that scoring production, little lackluster, a little unfortunate. But Michael Porter Jr., 31 points, led the team in scoring, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 4 of 9 from 3, and 52% on 19 shots. I love that. Michael Porter Jr. is backing up all that talk that we heard last season. I mean, got to shout this man out every single day. And we do. But that's why, folks, truly. All right, Jokic, 24 points, 13 rebounds, 13 assists, 9 rebounds, 2 of 2 from 3, 81% on 11 shots. Great night. Paul Millsap back in the starting lineup at the 4. 19 points, 2 assists. And then Aaron Gordon at the 3, 10 points on 55% shooting, 6 rebounds to go along with that, 0 of 3 from 3. Off the bench, what do we get? Austin Rivers. Well done, Austin Rivers. Here we go. Truly taking full advantage here. 18 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, 5 of 7 from 3. Then we get JaMychal Green. He put up 9 points and 2 rebounds. Not bad. 3 of 4 from the 3. We'll take that. So just a little unfortunate. Facundo Campazzo couldn't be that great. Aaron Gordon doesn't really give us those points. I mean, we don't really rely on Aaron Gordon for points. It's just the defense. So overall, good game here still by the Nuggets team, and we're still buying them. This is not a kind of, abandoned ship loss on this Nuggets team. It's still good. They put up 120 points, so that's all we can ask for. Their offense is still getting it done without Jamal Murray. That's all we're really looking for on this Nuggets team, so well done. Alrighty, here we go for the Jazz. We got to start with Bojan Bogdanovic. Yes, sir, those Bogdanovic brothers getting it done. 48 points, folks, on 8 of 11 from 3. 69% on 23 shots, folks. It's magnificent. So well done to that. 8 rebounds to go along with that. 2 assists, 2 steals. What else do we get here? Joe Ingles still in the starting lineup. 10 points, 9 assists, 3 rebounds. You're telling me this is 6th man of the year? I don't know. I don't know about that. Royce O'Neal at the 2 still. 7 points, 2 rebounds. Rudy Gobert, 14 points, 9 rebounds. Georges Niang still in the starting lineup at the 4. 13 points, 4 rebounds, 3 of 6 from 3. Not bad. And then we get Jordan Clarkson, obviously, 21 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, 6 of 14 from the 3. Folks, he's taking 20 shots a game. You know what I mean? He's playing 37 minutes. He's taking 20 shots a game. No other bench player here is playing that many minutes. So, yes, Jordan Clarkson, is statistically the 6th man of the year, but his true impact on this kind of stacked roster, now it's not stacked because they don't have Donovan Mitchell anymore, and Mike Conley has been playing, so now his production goes even higher now. So I'm still a little iffy on Jordan Clarkson being the 6th man of the year. I don't think it's as clear cut as kind of DraftKings is making it seem like with their sports book, but we can't argue with money, can we? We can't argue with the money. And the money is on Jordan Clarkson, obviously. That's why he's minus freaking 1,250. I don't get it. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here. Suns, Knicks, a little unfortunate loss here by the Knicks, and I'm glad we had to move this Knicks team down. We have, reasons to do so. And we also had the Suns above the Knicks. Once again, that was proven last night. So, we know what we're talking about a little bit here. But this Knicks team, not really too much, not really too ready to kind of compete with these elite teams, the top four, the top two in the East, top two in the West. They're just not really quite ready to compete with them consistently. So, kind of a blowout loss here. Yes, the Knicks were kind of leading majority. Do we say majority of the game? At least the first half, they were having good success, but second half, the Suns really get it done. What quarter did they break it open in? Really, the fourth quarter, outscoring them 38-17. They still outscored them 34-25 in the first half, in the second half, in the third quarter. But this Knicks team, they'll probably make it past the first round of the playoffs, potentially. It's still the Hawks, right, here in the Eastern Conference. They do have home court advantage, though, half a game above that, so well done to that. But let's get back to this Knicks team here. We'll start here with the Suns. Alrighty, Chris Paul, 17 points, 11 assists, 6 rebounds, well done. Devin Booker, 16 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He had a lackluster scoring night, 25% shooting on 12 shots, not the greatest. But DeAndre Ayton, what a game, 26 points, 15 rebounds, eating down low. Torrey Craig still at the 4 in place of Jay Crowder. Even though Jay Crowder's back, he's still coming off the bench. So Torrey Craig, 7 points, 6 rebounds. Mikal Bridges at the 3, 16 points, 4 rebounds. And then off the bench, yes, sir. Everybody getting it done here off the bench. Cameron Payne, 15 points, 3 assists. Jay Crowder, 18 points, fantastic, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. He shot 6 of 12 from 3 off the bench. And then Frank Kaminsky, 10.6 rebounds off the bench. So well done here for the bench of the Suns, able to get it done. And like we said, this Suns team will go as far as the bench brings them because they've got some nice scorers here. Cameron Payne, Cameron Johnson, Jay Crowder, Frank Kaminsky, Dario Saric, even Javon Carter can get in if they need it. That's 5 great depth of just pure bench players, folks. And then maybe if you have, Jay Crowder in the starting lineup, that still puts Torrey Craig off the bench. So they've still got bench pieces, folks. They've got bench depth. They just need to kind of play great consistently, and that's where we get a little iffy on. We don't really get that many bench players giving us a 10-point production on a gamely basis. We'll have different players every single night, but it's not really like 2 or 3 getting it done off the bench on any given night. So that's where it gets a little iffy with the Suns. Alrighty, now let's go to the Knicks now. Julius Randle, 24 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. Reggie Bullock, 12 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. RJ Barrett, 23 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 of 11 from 3. Alfred Payton, a little lackluster game scoring the ball, 5 points on 28% shooting. And then Nerlens Noel still at the 5 points, but 5 rebounds in 22 minutes. Not the best there either. Now, off the bench here for the Knicks, Derrick Rose gets it done. We can always rely on him. 17 points on 50% shooting, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. Taj Gibson, 11 points, 6 rebounds. Emmanuel Quickley didn't play. Obi Toppin played 8 points. So this Knicks team, we know they need their bench to really be a huge contributor of their scoring, with Alfred Payton and Nerlens Noel in the starting lineup not really getting it done. Once again, another hindrance of them. We need this Knicks team. Everybody, folks. It's everybody on this team. They don't have that superstar like Devin Booker or Jason Tatum that can go and get you 35, 40 points every single game to kind of carry the load. This Knicks team is truly dependent on every single player that steps out on the floor, and that's why they lose some games, because they're a little lackluster off the bench or in the starting lineup, combination of the two, and that was kind of what it was last night. Alrighty, let's try to keep it going here. To the Lakers and the Blazers now. Blazers get the win, close win, but it is still a win, so we can shout out the Blazers a little bit here. 6th seed here in the Western Conference. Really don't want to see this Blazers team in the play-in tournament. I would like to kind of see them go far in the playoffs, and if you're kind of hindered on just kind of getting into the playoffs, you're not going to be that fresh come Series 1. So Blazers are seeming to kind of get it figured out here at the back half of the season. Went through that kind of stretch where they were like absolutely trash, like 2-8 in their last 10, losing like 6 straight, looking real bad. But they're back on track here, 6-4 in their last 10, winning again against the Lakers last night, and we can get behind them a little bit more. All right, here we go. Damian Lillard, 38 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, 5 of 9 from 3. Love that. CJ McCollum, 21 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 of 7 from 3. Not the greatest. Nurkic, 10 points, 13 rebounds. Robert Covington, 3 points on 10 shots. Jeez Louise. 1 of 7 from 3, 1 of 10 from the field. Yikes. 8 rebounds to go along with that poor shooting performance. And then Norman Powell still at the 3, 19 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 of 8 from 3. And then really just nothing great off the bench. We got Anthony Simons, 2 points on 4 shots. Carmelo Anthony, 3 points on 3 shots. Enes Kanter off the bench. He did pretty good, 10 points, 10 rebounds. We'll take that. But once again, no Derrick Jones Jr. playing. What the heck is going on with that? He's not playing. He's off the bench. He's in the starting lineup with Norman Powell's not there. Then he's back to not even playing. So I don't know, but they definitely need their bench to get it going. The Blazers, please, somebody step up on their bench consistently. Alrighty, and then the Lakers here. Kyle Kuzma floundered this game. We saw Kyle Kuzma, be the only person to do anything offensively in their last game, and now here he is, 4 points on 18% shooting, 0 of 6 from the 3. So not consistent Kyle Kuzma, and we know that. Anthony Davis, 36 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, trying his damnedest. Andre Drummond, 4 points, 9 rebounds. KCP, he put up 17 points on 55% shooting, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Alex Caruso, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and then nothing great off the bench because we know this Lakers team is absolutely trash. They've got nothing good. I don't even know, man. I want to root for the Lakers because I love LeBron James, but geez Louise, I mean, we can't count on anybody really else to get it done. Andre Drummond's been truly lackluster for this team, truly finessed. The Cavs finessed the heck out of the Lakers. Well, not even because it wasn't even a trade. So the Cavs truly got nothing for Andre Drummond, but they moved him, I guess. But I don't know. Andre Drummond, he finessed everybody. Let's just put it like that. What else do we get to here? I mean, Ben McLemore, we're gonna need him to step up, but he didn't. 6 points on 2 of 9 from the field. Definitely not great. So, Lakers lose again. Anthony Davis trying his damnedest. Hopefully when LeBron gets back and they have to do the play-in tournament, they can get it done because, I mean, I want to see what they can do, but not great by the Lakers. Alrighty, last game of the night, the Kings letting us down big time. We bet on them. We were rooting for them. We gave them the special, the coveted number 11 in our power rankings that we've never done. We did it last week with the Timberwolves because they impressed us, and then we decided to give the Kings a little bit of a chance here, and they blow it. They blow it big time. So Kings, goodbye. You're done. No longer number 11. We're not even going to have a number 11 anymore. I'm truly done with it. Actually, we'll put the Bulls at number 11. Let's put the Bulls up there. They earned our little respect here, beating the Celtics last night, still being in contention here. So we'll put the Bulls at number 11. But the Kings, man, come on, really kind of floundered in the fourth quarter. Couldn't get it done. Got outscored 35-23 in the fourth quarter. Man, oh man, y'all had the game. Y'all had it, and then you blow it. At home, you blow it. So just truly unfortunate here. De'Aaron Fox still did not play for this team, and they lost, so that's not great. We saw them kind of winning without De'Aaron Fox, and now they lose without De'Aaron Fox, so now that kind of goes out the window. So I just truly disappointing, man. It's almost over. It's over for the Kings. I'm calling it officially over. Time of death, 131 on 5/8/21. So RIP to the Kings, letting us down, making us look like fools out here. Truly disrespectful. All right, so let's start here with this Kings team. Anybody do anything good? Delon Wright, 17 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists. Buddy Hield, 17 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 5 of 12 from 3. Raquan Holmes, 15 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. Marvin Bagley, 4 points on 5 shots. Maurice Harkless, 12 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. Nothing great in the starting lineup. Off the bench, we got Terrence Davis putting up 24 big old points. But that's really it. Nothing else great from this team. So Kings trying to work their way up, but then they kind of run into a real opponent and lose against the Spurs. Not good. Now let's see what the Spurs did. All their starters got it done. DeJounte Murray, 22 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 0 of 5 from 3. They didn't even hit any threes. Folks, how does this even happen? How do you lose? How does this Kings team lose when all they do is score the 3 ball when the Spurs only put up 4 threes and you put up 13? Kings truly letting us down last night. I don't know if I've been more disappointed in a team all season. One game, Kings. That's all we were asking from you. One game. And you let us down big time, and you put up 13 threes. Held the Spurs to 4 threes, folks. DeJounte Murray, 0 of 5 from 3. Lonnie Walker, 0 of 5 from 3. Nobody else taking big threes like that and missing that many, but unfortunate. Lonnie Walker put up 16 points on those 0 of 5 from 3s. Jacob Poeltl, 11 points, 10 rebounds. Keldon Johnson, 16 points, 5 rebounds. DeMar DeRozan, 25 points, led the team in scoring. 6 rebounds, he didn't even take a 3. He said, y'all hitting 4. I'm not even going to try. All right, and then off the bench, anything good? Rudy Gay put up 14. We can always rely on either Rudy Gay or Drew Eubanks, Patty Mills to give us some points. And it was Rudy Gay last night. So well done for the Spurs, man. They kind of get it done when they need to. So that's a little respect that we can give them. But they're not going to win that playing tournament. They're not going to win that playing tournament. They're not going to win that playing tournament. They're going to lose against the Grizzlies first round, folks. I hope so. I'd rather see the Grizzlies try and do something than the Spurs. I think the Grizzlies are a little bit more exciting. You got John Morant. You got Valanciunas, Grayson Allen. He may trip somebody, kick somebody in the head. We don't know. So that was the basketball from last night, folks. Kings letting us down tremendously. Alrighty, let's go to what's on tap for today. Anything good? Anything good? Any big games going on? So here we go. Wizards Pacers. Oh my goodness. Big game right off the rip here for the Wizards. Winner gets the 9th seed. Winner gets the 9th seed here tonight between the Wizards and the Pacers. So not going to really change anything. I think you have home court for the first playing game, which is always great. But yeah, huge game here. Probably the first playing tournament game. So huge game here for the Wizards tonight. Wizards Pacers. Then we get Pistons, 76ers, Grizzlies, Raptors, Nets, Nuggets. Ooh, Nets, Kyrie Irving against the best team in the league? How's that going to go over? Rockets, Jazz, Thunder, Warriors, Spurs, Blazers. Oh, Spurs, another huge game here for them to win to really kind of solidify. If they can win tonight, if the Spurs can win tonight, it's basically over. It's basically over in the Western Conference. Pelicans and Kings done. They're basically done, but if the Spurs win tonight, it's officially official. All right, here we go. Let's get our moneymaker right for tonight's action. Let's see where the good value is. Let's refresh these lines, get these lines up to date. Alrighty, so here we go. First game up is the Wizards and the Pacers. Wizards minus 3.5, Pacers plus 3.5. Just everybody's going to go for the Wizards, and for the Pacers, Jeremy Lamb, game time decision. Malcolm Brogdon, game time decision. Jakar Sampson is out. Miles Turner's out, and Edmund Sumner's a game time decision. So a lot of kind of question marks for this Pacers team. I'm sure they're all go. I mean, this is it's not must-win game for this Pacers team, but they have the kind of home court advantage so far for that first playing tournament game. Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Bulls are going to get in, and, if the Pacers lose, maybe. But yeah, I mean, we're going to swallow the 3.5 here for this Wizards team. They always get it done when they need to. Huge game here. They want that 9th seed. They want to move up as much as they can, and they want to kind of have that first kind of opportunity to get kind of, a sense of what it is going to take to beat that Pacers team come that first playing tournament game, because that's the scheduled matchup so far, Wizards-Pacers. So we'll swallow the 3.5 here for the Wizards. They get it done. Russell Westbrook gets it done. Alrighty, Grizzlies and the Raptors. Grizzlies minus 5.5, Raptors plus 5.5. Basically, it's over for this Raptors team. They're lost the other night. Now 4 games back from that 10 seed. It's almost impossible now. So for the Grizzlies, Grayson Allen is out, and then for the Raptors, Kyle Lowry's out, Fred VanVleet is out, Paul Watson's out, Yuta Watanabe's a game-time decision, OG Anunoby's out, Chris Boucher is out, so all of their good players are out. They've got nothing to play for, really. The Grizzlies trying to get into that 8th seed, so you have 2 chances at the playoff spot instead of just the 1 if you're the 9 and 10 seed. So there is still stuff to play for this Grizzlies team. Minus 5.5, we'll swallow that. The Raptors, I think they're kind of going to phone it in for the rest of the season. Alrighty, then we get the Nets and the Nuggets. The Nets minus 3.5, the Nuggets plus 3.5. Interesting here. Let's see who was all good to go. For the Nets, it's just James Harden and Chris Chiozza out. And then for the Nuggets, Will Barton, game time decision. Monte Morris, a game time decision. This Nuggets team could be getting their bench back, and that's exactly what they need. PJ Dozier is still out, unfortunately. But then, Zeke Najah is Najee is a game-time decision as well. So if they get Monte Morris back, that's going to be fantastic for Facundo Campazzo. We can get, Monte Morris running that second team. Will Barton running that second team as well. So we get the Nuggets plus 3.5 here. They just lost to the Jazz last night, but the offense really wasn't the problem there. So we're going to bet the Nuggets plus the points here. Another game here. They really don't lose back-to-back games, this Nuggets team. Now, this is against, decent competition here, the Jazz and the Nets. So if they lose against this Nets team, we're going to have to drop the Nuggets a little bit on our power rankings because we've got them at the number 1 team. And if you're losing at the end of the season against the good teams, the best teams, it's not the greatest kind of green flag for us. So we're going to take the points here for the Nuggets on the bounce back. They could potentially be getting some good bench help, some needed bench help. Alrighty, the Spurs and the Blazers now. Spurs plus 11, Spurs plus 6, Blazers minus 6. Alrighty, close one here. Both of these teams just played yesterday. Trey Lyles is a game-time decision for the Spurs, and Zach Collins is out for the Blazers still. But we're going to stay away from this one. I mean, the Blazers just barely beat the Lakers. We took that minus 8.5, and what did they win by, like 6, 5? So this spread is not, I'm not about this spread, so we'll stay away from it. Thunder Warriors, not going to take it. It's way too much there. Plus 14, minus 14. We're not taking that. Same thing with the Rockets and the Jazz. We're not going to take that, especially against kind of, this is in the back-to-back. They just played last night, right? Rockets, Jazz? Oh, no, Jazz faced the Nuggets. Who did the Rockets? They kept up pace with the Bucks. That's right, putting up 133 points. So we'll just stay away from these last 2 games. Too big of spreads that we do not want to swallow. So we're still good with this. So Wizards minus 3.5, Grizzlies minus 5.5, Nuggets plus 3.5. Feeling real good. Alrighty, so that's gonna do it for us today. We're gonna have to skip, the grades here. We'll do that tomorrow. We'll fit that in tomorrow. Well, we're actually not here tomorrow because Mother's Day. So Monday we might be tomorrow. We might be. That's still up in the air, but we'll see. Probably not. I would err on the side of we will not be here tomorrow, but still potential. All right, so we're back tomorrow, maybe. We're back definitely Monday, maybe tomorrow. Alrighty, so we're back maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday, maybe, folks. We don't know what we're doing tomorrow yet. But either way, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and we'll see you maybe tomorrow, maybe.